In this lesson, I want to continue talking about connecting matters. It's one of the power of five, the five things that you need to do in network marketing to be highly successful in the business. And we've talked about the fact that growth matters and you need to grow. And we're talking now about connecting matters. You need to relate with other people. I think the best thing I can talk to you about connecting is what I'm going to do now. And I'm very excited about this because this is going to be a big key for you to unlock the door of relationships in a lot of people's lives. I want to take just a few minutes and talk to you about the 7 motivations of people. Because the difference between a manager and a leader is this. A manager tries to manage everyone the same way. And a leader leads people differently. A leader understands that not everybody has the same motives and same motivations. And so the leader is always trying to find out what motivates a person, where a manager is basically saying, here's the way it's going to be. These are the ways it works. These are the rules. These are the regulations. Here's the book. Let's get going. So I'm going to give you what I have observed, okay, as 7 different types of motivations in people's lives. And what I want you to do is I give you these 7. From a 1 to a 5, as I give it to you and teach it for a minute or two, I want you to put the number, 5 being that's a high motivation for me, a 1 would be that's a very low motivation for me, okay? This isn't right or wrong. I'm just, as I give you the 7 motivations for your people, you and I have these same 7 motivations. So here, number 1, and I don't give them in priority, I'm just giving you 7. Number 1 is purpose. And what I mean by purpose is this. People want to do what they were created to do. People are motivated to discover their purpose. In my book, Leadership Gold, I have a chapter that says, people will describe your life in 1 sentence. Choose it now. And I talk about the fact that your legacy, your life, is based on what is the sentence that you're going to stick by and live for. What's your purpose statement in your life? Because people are motivated by doing something that fits the purpose that they think that they're here on earth for. So, for example, my purpose statement. I want to add value to leaders who multiply value to others. That's my purpose statement. That's why I'm here right now. That's why I write every book. That's why I travel. That's why I speak. That's why I do conferences. I want to add value to leaders who multiply value to others. In this room, I'm talking to leaders that are over tens of thousands of people. What am I doing? I'm adding value to leaders who then go out and multiply value to others. Does that make sense? Okay, that's highly motivating me. That's my purpose. Well, your purpose is different. It's okay because everybody has a unique purpose, but many people are motivated by the purpose of their life. Okay, from a 1 to a 5, how strong of a motivation is that in your life? Let's go to number 2, autonomy. People want to have freedom to control their lives. One of the great motivations that many people have is I would just like to be in control of my life. In fact, I think a lot of times people come to network marketing because that's what they want to do. They'd like to have some autonomy. They'd like to say, I'd like to be my own boss. In my book, Put Your Dream to the Test, I talk about the ownership question. And the ownership question simply asks, is my dream really my dream? And the whole principle out of that, in that Put Your Dreams to the Test book, I talk about 10 questions you have to ask yourself to make sure that your dreams come true. And one of them is the ownership question. Is my dream really my dream? And let me tell you the difference between if it's your dream or if it's someone else's dream. Let me just listen. Don't take notes, just listen. When it's your dream, you'll receive wings in your spirit, in your life. You'll fly when it's your dream. When it's someone else's dream, instead of having wings to fly, you'll feel a weight that'll hold you down. When it's your dream, it'll fire you up, and when it's someone else's dream, it'll drain you. When it's your dream, it'll be fulfilling. When it's someone else's dream, it will fulfill other people. So I'm really being very careful with my two granddaughters, who are both 18 right now, is to make sure they're going after their dream, not Papa's dream. What is it that you would like to do? If you could be anything you wanted to be, if you could do anything you wanted to do, what would you be? What would you do? If it's your dream, you will want to do it. But if it's someone else's dream, they will want you to do it. Wow. Is my dream really my dream? People are motivated by autonomy. They want to have freedom to control their lives. Okay, from a 1 to a 5, what level of motivation would that be for you? Number 3, the third motivation of people is relationships. People want to do things with others. Relationships are very motivating for some people. I laugh because my father-in-law was a highly relational person, and I could still remember he was down to visit us one time, and I was just literally walking, I don't know, 20 steps to the mailbox, and he was outside. He saw his hat in the mail, and he said, "Do you want me to walk to the mailbox with you?" And I looked at him, and I said, yeah, come on. Walk to the mailbox with him. Well, hey, relationships were motivating to him. Are you with me? Yeah, so it's been a joke since that. That was 20 years ago. Hey, you want me to walk to the mailbox with you here? Heck no. But anyway, but many people doing things together. When people ask me, they say, "John, why do you love your work so much?" I love my work so much because I love the people I work with so much. If I didn't love the people I work with so much, I wouldn't still be working. So I love my work, but just as much as loving my work is I love the people I work with. It's kind of like, wow, I get to be with them again. I love being with them, and it just lifts me. So relationships, that's a motivating principle for a lot of people, okay? So from a 1 to 5, what would your number be on that? Is it high? Is it low? Where are you? Again, it's not right or wrong. It's just what we're trying to do is discover what motivates me, what motivates you. Because here's what happens. When you discover what motivates your people, you lead them according to their motivation. Number 4 is progress. People want to experience personal and professional growth. How much is progress important to you in your life? One of my first mentors when I was very young, would be 30, young 30s. One of my earlier mentors one time said, "Let me give you a definition of happiness." And so I said, "Okay, what's the definition?" He said, "Growth is happiness." He said, "When you're growing, everything's good." And boy, I migrated that because I love progress. In fact, when I was in college, one of the ways I worked my way through college is my brother, who's a few years older than me, had already started buying up apartments and rental places. And so I had a paint crew. We'd go in and paint these places he'd do. And I love painting. It's because, you start your day when it did. I said, "Look, we did 3 rooms today." I mean, they weren't very good, obviously, but man, and I just loved it. Here's where we were, and here's where here's where I just love progress. So for me, it's very motivating. And I love numbers. I have my assistant Linda's been with me for 32 years. I mean, I have a very extensive know where I am every month system. And one of mine is just pure numbers. And the other day I thought, I want to count up how many categories of numbers I read every month. I read 37 different categories of numbers every month. Oh, here's where we were. Here's where, here's where we were. Oops, here's where we are. Oh, wow. We'll have to turn something around. Progress. Some people, that's a very motivating cause. From 1 to 5, how motivating is progress to you? Number 5, mastery. People want to excel in their skill. Many people are motivated by being the very best. They're motivated by excellence, which I love this definition of excellence. It's the gradual progress of always striving to be better. The people are just, they want to develop themselves. They want to get in their strengths, and they want to stay right there in those strengths, and they want to make masterpieces out of their life. And so it doesn't bother them to keep working on it and keep improving it. And I'll have to say, I'm a major professional tweaker. Whatever I did yesterday isn't good enough today. I look at it and say, oh my gosh, I got to go back and apologize to those people. Is that what oh man, I could have done so much better. The only thing I don't love about writing a book is the day that I turn the book into the publisher, the next day I want to change something. Oh, it happens all the time. I'm sitting there and thinking, could I have the book back just for... Okay, mastery. Is that a motivating factor in your life? For some of you, it is. For some of you, it's not at all. Okay, number 6, recognition. People want people to recognize their accomplishments. Wow. And so, how much is recognition important to me? And by the way, in recognition, as a leader in recognition, I always do 2 things. I do what I call private recognition, and I do public recognition. And they have two total different results. I do private recognition for connection. In other words, I'll say, I want to talk to you privately about something I've watched in you that I've greatly admired. Here's what you did, and I want you to know I noticed it, and I'm proud of you, and I want you to know it's huge. And I find that makes a major connection with me as their leader when I privately recognize them. But then I do public recognition also for what I call the ovation, so that other people know. And I do my best to do public recognition, especially to family members. Mark Cole, who's been with me now for almost 20 years and is CEO of all my companies, he travels a lot with me, and he's gone from his family a lot. And whenever I'm with his daughter, or Stephanie, and I'm always going to him and saying, I want to let you know how much I appreciate you. Look what I want you to know what he's doing for me. Let me tell you a story. I'm always constantly trying to do that because I want to, it's important. So recognition, okay. How important is that one, okay, as far as a motivation for you? And then let me give you one more, okay, and the last one is money. There are a lot of people that money is highly motivating to them. They want to be financially secure. And again, I've shared with you in a previous lesson, I think the value of money is that it gives you options in life, and it also is an incredible way to help people. It's, you can't give what you don't have. And so, and that's a powerful motivation in my life. I already have all I need, so I'm not motivated. No motivation, zero motivation for myself, because, I'm blessed, okay? So I don't need anything. But I'm incredibly motivated to make a lot of money, because the only money goal I have in life is how much money I can give away each year. That's the only money goal I have. And I every year I up it. Okay, next year I'm going to give more, and I want to give more, and I want to give more. And I'm very intentional about that, and it's extremely motivating for me to keep bumping that up. So, but some people, if you haven't made some money, you're motivated to make money so you can take good care of your family. So nothing wrong with that, but money's a motivation. Okay, now I've given you 7: purpose, autonomy, relationships, progress, mastery, recognition, and money. You got those? Now look at those 5 or those 7 for a moment, and look at your numbers, because I want to do one little teaching off that, and we'll wrap this lesson up. Okay. If you look at those 7 things, you're going to find immediately maybe there's 4 of those 7 that you're highly motivated in, and maybe 3 not so high. Okay. So you're going to very quickly identify what motivates you, and it's going to be different in this room. Everybody's motivations will be different, and it's never right and wrong. It's just different. Okay, here's what I want you to catch. This is very important. If you look at your list of 7 things and you looked at your numbers, here's what I know. The more things that you put a high number on, the more highly motivated you are in life. This is huge. Let's say of the 7 things I gave you, you had a 5 on one and maybe a 4 on another one, and the rest of them were 2s or 3s. Then you won't be highly motivated in life because you only have 1 or 2 reasons to be motivated. The more reasons you have to be motivated, the higher your motivation is. Does that make sense? Oh, this is huge. And I learned this when I wrote the book, Put Your Dream to the Test. I do that same there on Put Your Dream to the Test. I say, okay, these are the 10 questions you ask yourself. The more reasons you have to fulfill the dream, the higher your commitment will be to fulfill the dream. If I only have 1 reason, well, I'll get that knocked out of me because life is tough, isn't it, huh? And so I'll quit pretty soon. But if I have 7 high motivations, I'm going to be a highly, highly motivated person. And when I look at my 7, for myself personally, I'm a 4 or a 5 on all 7. Ridiculous. And on 3 of the 7, I'm a 6. It's not even allowed. It's illegal, but I am. Now, what I'm saying is, isn't this huge? Isn't it huge? Because now all of a sudden, because you say, why did they get out of the game? I'll tell you, a lot of people, they get out of the game in your business because they make enough money that they got to wherever they wanted. They reached their money goal, and so they said, I've done it. Well, but if you're doing it for other reasons like purpose and relationships and all these other things, then all of a sudden you're still in the game. You're still in the game because there's more than one thing keeping you in the game. Woo. How are we doing? Okay, that's my lesson.